And like that was me vocalizing in the scene where it's just my voice. The biggest challenge for me was probably getting to a point where I felt confident in my ability to perform, but also to speak the way he does and represent his essence in different situations. That just came with a lot of practice and reading up on everything I can find on Michael, and reading his personal writings and listening to his music, understanding his vision for what he wanted to bring around the world from his music. So that really was a starting point for me. Yeah, the dancing was a whole different thing. That was probably one of the most, I would say, the challenging parts of embodying him was having a deep understanding of each move and the different eras of when the moves were created, and people that inspired Michael, like a James Brown or Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, and incorporating all those different styles, but the way Michael would do it, and just repetition and having Rich and Tone were the choreographers to kind of guide me through that, and then spending a lot of time alone just rehearsing day after day, and just getting to a point where I felt so comfortable and to where it becomes second nature in a way where you don't have to think so much, you're just feeling it as best as you can and letting the music kind of dictate how you move.
It was a very long process, and I practiced for like hours and hours every single day until it was actually time for filming. And I remember just being so tired in the middle of rehearsal, and I just told myself to push you, and I told myself this is what you have to do to make everyone proud. And so I just kept pushing until I perfected everything in my craft. And I'm just really happy that I brought Michael's energy to the screen. I think it was pretty similar, but I'm glad that I got pretty close to that, we've talked loads Michael Jackson.
Here and there, like we'd run into each other and kind of share what we were both working on. But I didn't have the opportunity to really see him when he was shooting his scenes. I was having a break because we shot all the performances up front, and then he was shooting, so I had a little break. But sometimes I would run into him like during the rehearsals, and I would see what he was working on, and he would kind of see what I was working on. But we didn't have too many conversations until afterwards. Then we kind of were able to kind of really debrief of what we were shooting.
Yeah.
One of the most incredible memories was that first day and the rehearsal, and before you started, these guys were on stage doing James Brown together. And we were all watching them doing the moves. I mean, we were so nervous because it was the first day of shooting. Can they bring it? Can Jafar really bring Michael? And just to watch how relaxed they were and confident they were gave Antoine and I a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Partly because I felt if we could create a story and show a young generation what Michael endured and how Michael's process was when it came to creating, it's like no other entertainer. And I felt after Freddie Mercury, where'd you go? And you go up, right? And so the challenge of it was really exciting to me. Who's going to play Michael? How are we going to carve out the story? And the world having eyes on every scene in the movie and every dance move and every look and the voice, and kind of took it step by step. A lot of Hollywood, you'll never find the guy to play him. How are you going to do this? And one thing led to another, and us meeting, and it just kind of fell into place. And I always believe that this is driven from a higher power. And so Michael's guiding me in a way, certainly to Jafar. And so slowly by slowly, it started coming together to be more of a reality. Yes, I mean, that's part of it, right? And to have an amazing team around you. It doesn't take one person to make a film. We had 430 people so dedicated to this. Bill Corso, one of the greatest hair and makeup guys in the business, came in and transformed Jafar on a daily basis. And so when the audience saw that photo, I think a lot of the fans started to relax that he looked the part. And I don't ever want to go for either an impersonator or with someone that looks exactly. I wanted some of Jafar and some of Michael. And the audience will buy into it if they can buy into the rest of the performance. And so it was just magical for us. It was literally just coming out of nowhere.
It was.
You know, that we met and we started that long process. And these guys worked so hard and they felt the pressure to play the most iconic entertainer that ever lived. We always go with the original voice with a blend. There's some of Jafar in there, but there's a lot of Michael in there. And it was the same with Bohemian Rhapsody. There was some of Freddie, and there was some of a guy called Mark Mattel, who sang very much like Freddie. Rami Malek didn't sing at all. And Jafar has an amazing voice, and the blend of it worked very, very well for the audience to believe. And it's also always about the bigger picture. If they believe in the character and they believe in the story, they're going to believe in what they hear musically as well.
First, the performances, the way I was preparing for them, I would sing out when rehearsing because it's, you know, when you're trying to like mime or like mimic the vocals, it doesn't come across as believable. So when I would rehearse, I would actually sing out full songs and dancing at the same time. So when we were shooting the performances, I was actually singing live into the mic, and it was really up to, you know, production to use whatever they thought would work best and blend with Michael's. But some of the scenes where it'd be more quieter moments where I'm like humming the smile, a melody, and like that was me vocalizing in the scene where it's just my voice. There's no music behind it. But it was really fun to kind of blend some of that, and of course having the guide of Michael's voice, which is all you need to take you into that world.
Yeah, I did. I feel like when we were filming the actual scene, I would sing out live. But actually in ABC, I was lip syncing because I didn't want to hurt my throat. Because that was before we did, you know, the real singing, where I had to use my real voice. And so I wanted to preserve my voice and protect it as best as possible before I actually had to use my voice, so it could sound, you know, like Michael Jackson. It sounded, you know, real and authentic. Yeah. ABC or Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Those were like one of my favorite scenes. Were like when Jafar was in the studio, you know, singing it, and I was, you know, on the what was it called? It was the Dick Clark, yeah. So it's really hard to choose between those. I mean, they're both such iconic songs, but those are two of my favorite scenes in the movie. From Jackson 5 to the Off the Wall. Yeah.
For me, it's probably Bad. Yeah, that was the most fun, and it being the first day, there was so much anticipation towards it, and such a relief because I was preparing for that moment for many months, a couple of years. So to finally be there and to say we can roll the cameras and I can show what I've been working on, it was a huge relief for me to be able to go out there and perform.
I did the same in Bohemian Rhapsody. Live Aid was the first 10 days of shooting, and what I found was it made the actor more confident to play the character. Once the performances were over, they felt they were already in the character because they'd been doing it for so long. And by the way, Who's Loving You is by far my favorite.
Really?
That you did. And he sent me a video of actually singing Who's Loving You a cappella, and it blew my mind.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah, I just want to add that. But getting the performances out of the way, I think, takes the pressure off of what's to come, especially when you're performing as Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. So I felt that was the right way to go, and throw them in at the deep end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it was, you know, because that was the first video I saw other than Smooth Criminal as a kid. The first video of Michael's. So just to kind of think back and then realize I'm there in the same place where he shot that iconic short film, it was such an incredible experience, and emotional and just surreal. And then to finally have the zombie makeup on, which was one of the highlights of the whole production as far as makeup, was so much fun. And then just to see the reaction of all the crew members there. Some of them showed up with zombie makeup. Like, everyone had a great time. Those 2 nights were it was such a fun time for everyone, it seemed like. The most challenging for me vocally probably was the "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" scene when I was singing out, because it's such at a high key and falsetto. I was losing my voice towards the end, but they all had their own challenge in their own way. Like especially the performances, like Billie Jean having to. One of the challenges really was not focusing too much on the moves, but trying to remember that you're performing and having the moves, hitting all the moves, but while hitting all the lyrics too, with the microphone close in the distance and to the mouth. So there's a lot of things I have to think about, but at the same time, you have to figure that out in rehearsals, so you don't have to figure it out on the day, and think too much of it. But they all were pretty challenging in their own way.
I would say "Who's Loving You." I mean, that was the song in the movie where I had to sing the entire song with my own voice.
Right.
And like Jafar, towards the end of the day, my voice started cracking in some of that.
Need some tea.
Needs to drink some water. And so I would say that vocally wise, "Who's Loving You" was the hardest. And I remember Antoine told me when you're singing, you need to feel it. So I adjusted how I looked while I was singing it, like I was actually talking to the person Michael was, visualizing it in my head, and that made it. I feel like that made my singing better, and it made the scene more real. Like I was actually singing, and I was Michael Jackson, and so I try to visualize that person in my mind to make the scene better.
I love that.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, everyone.
I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I know I want to do Rocky Robin. I want to do that with the yellow and the red.
Honestly,
yeah.
The one I miss, Dancing Machine.
That.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
The
yeah.
robot.
I feel like by the time if we do the single, by the time we do it, I feel like I'm at that age where he's doing the dancing machine.
I've not even thought about that.
2027's the year.
Nothing specific, but I definitely would love to do songs that are high-paced energy,
Smooth Criminal.
That's always a great one. It's always one of my favorites. The thing is, there's so many to pick from, and like Graham was saying, it's just really finding the ones that make sense for the story. But at the same time, the ones that I feel like audiences love the most. So we'll see. There's a lot to pick from.
I hope they understand his personality, his humor, his kindness, his softness, and I think we are giving birth, and I'll say that, to who Michael was as a person. And I hope that the Japanese audience, and especially the young generation that didn't get to grow up with him, can discover and just celebrate and enjoy the way we've seen the world celebrate this. People dancing in theater, in cinemas all over the world. It's so satisfying for us to see that. They're celebrating Michael, but they're also saying we live in a tough world right now and we want escapism. We want to go and have fun. And that's what this movie is. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's emotional. It hits all the beats, I believe, for audiences of all ages to come and enjoy. Parents should bring their children and show them who Michael Jackson was. It's a nostalgia journey as well for everybody.
I do want them to understand I want them to understand who he was as a person too.
Right.
This movie gives them a good understanding. So this is their foundation.
Really, everything Graham said, I think was spot on. It's also reminding people the mark he left on this world, but also introducing a whole new generation that didn't get the opportunity to grow up with Michael's music or his videos, and which to me the highlight of the reactions of the younger generation reacting to the film has been so incredible for me to see, and it really makes me really happy just seeing young kids falling in love with Michael and his music and the outfits and all the little things that Michael really created and that people gravitate towards. So I can't wait to see the reaction that the people of Japan have to this film, and just seeing it bring people together of all races and ages around the world. I know he'd be smiling up down right now. seeing that. I would just like to say thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here in Japan and to end the film here in Japan and to show the audiences this film. It's a true treat and it's an honor, and I can't wait for the world to react to this film here. So thank you very much.